Hi friends, it's Mads. Welcome to episode 1 of Millend Makes. This little series was inspired by Litsa at Crochet. If you're not already subscribed to her, stop what you're doing right now and go follow her. I will leave the link to her channel in the description box down below. But she has had some amazing hauls of blanket yarn as well as some ogos, and she has a series of both of them where she shows you what she makes with them. And if you haven't already seen my Christmas video, I will leave a link up here and in the description box down below. But I came into a huge collection of Millends from Spotlight, and I thought what better way to show you what I make with them than to start a little series. So thank you, Litsa, for the idea. And let's get to episode 1, shall we? So in the first episode, we will be working with this green yarn that I got in a little 400 grams Millend bag. I'm pretty sure it is just a standard acrylic, but yeah, let's cut into it. So this is what it looks like out of the bag. Little Socks has come to say hi, but I think he's actually telling me it's his dinner time and I need to feed him, so I'm sorry, Socks, but do you want to say hi to everyone? Hey? Yeah? No, he wants cuddles, that's it. It's a really lovely avocado green, definitely a DK weight, I would say. And I'm going to be using this with my 5mm clover or more hook to make something. My idea for this series is to sort of leave it like a little mystery. So I would really love to know what you guys think I'm going to make with this, given the title of the video, the color of the yarn, of course. So pause right now, leave me a comment down below, letting me know what you think I'm going to make, and then continue watching. I would really love to see what your guesses are. So I'm going to start working with this, and it will be a mystery until the very end. It's been about 3 hours since I started crocheting, and this is where I'm up to now. I know I'm the world's slowest crocheter, but this is what I've got so far. It is getting quite dark here, so I'm just about to head out to walk socks, and I'm probably going to crochet a little bit more before bed, and then I will catch up with you tomorrow. It's 8 AM the next day. I've just come back from walking socks. I got myself a coffee and my project, and I'm ready to start crocheting. So this is how much progress I made last night. It's not too much, as I mentioned before. I am a slow crocheter, but if you haven't guessed already, I am making socks a dog snoot. So I'm just going to continue working on that today, and hopefully can get it done before the end of the day. Fingers crossed. So far I've only used, I would say, like half of the skein of yarn, and I'm pretty much almost done. I just need to build up to sort of make it fit around his head. I am just freehanding it. It's very similar to the reindeer snoot pattern that I released last year. So if you're interested, I will leave that down in the description box below, but it's essentially the same. I'm just, I've just amended the chains and the number of stitches because I'm using a DK weight yarn and a different size hook. So yeah, we'll see how far we get today. Fun fact, I actually learned how to crochet because I wanted to make cute dog snoots for socks, and it took me a full year before I actually decided to make one for him, and that was the reindeer pattern that I released last year. And this is the second one ever, so I'm really slacking on that department considering it's the main reason I learned how to crochet. I have here one other thing for socks. I did make him a really badly made jacket. It's not really good, but it was my first ever freehand pattern, and I made it for I don't know if you guys remember when Bango Day did her like garment making competition, like you're supposed to freehand something, basically the stitch tutorial that she has up. I did the spike stitch, and I just made him a little jacket. I will put a picture up in here if I remember to do so. That was the first thing I ever crocheted for socks, and it was terrible. It doesn't fit really well, it's too low, but I'm proud of it. It was the first thing I freehanded. It took me a little too long because I'm a terribly slow crocheter. I use DK weight yarn, but we've all got to start somewhere when it comes to freehanding, and I feel like I've gotten better with my third freehanded project, but you never know. It's been a few hours, it's now 11 a.m. and I've just finished the snood. I've modified the pattern slightly just to create a little bit of a rounded edge at the back, so I might actually write up a pattern for this and post it on Ravelry. If I decide to do that, I will leave a link to that in the description box down below. But I'm not done yet. I still need to add on some frog eyes. So I've got some black yarn, white yarn, and the rest of the green yarn, and I'm going to work that up right now. So I'm going to start with the black just to create the little pupils. Just normal magic circles, and then increases, changing to white, changing to green, and I'm going to create 2 of those. So I should hopefully have that done and the snood finished in the next hour. Wish me luck. It is finally done. It's taken a couple of hours because we did have a little bit of a hiccup. Our building had to be evacuated because of a fire alarm, but we are done. And yeah, I love how it turned out. It is so cute. That took about 80 grams of yarn, and our Millend bags are 400 grams. So I still have a little bit of the first skein left, plus 3 more skeins. So I'm gonna work on the next project. The first project was for socks, the second one is going to be for me, so I'm just going to continue working with the rest of the yarn that I had left over for making his little snood, and I'm going to make something for myself. Any guesses? Just got to the end of my first ball of yarn, so time to change over. That went way longer than I thought it would. I honestly thought I would complete one entire ball of yarn for a socks to dog snood, but I have gotten this far, plus this entire dog snood just from the first ball, and I've got 3 more. So I think I'm going to have heaps left over from what I've planned for. I'm not really sure what to do with it. Yeah, there might just be heaps of yarn left over at the end of this episode. But my experience working with this one so far is that it's pretty soft acrylic. It's not the softest I've ever felt, but it's definitely not the worst or scratchiest I've ever felt either. It is quite fuzzy compared to some other acrylics that I've worked with, but not too fuzzy. And it also has a weird, like, I would say dye smell. It might just be coming out of the packaging, but I have worked with other Millends before, and only one of them has had this smell before, and that was very vividly colored yarn. So yeah, probably just the dye smell, I would say, but can't really complain. That's sort of expected with some colors, I would say. But yeah. Does anybody else crochet over their ends over weaving it in? I honestly cannot be bothered weaving it in. I'd much rather crochet over it. It just saves so much time from crocheting anyway. But yeah, let me know if I'm the only one, or if you guys do that too. If there's any downsides to crocheting over it, please let me know. I'm sure it's not as secure as weaving it in multiple directions, but honestly, who has the time for weaving in ends? I seriously don't. Apparently this is meant to turn into a beanie. It's times like this that I need to tell myself to trust the process. Here was nothing. So I can't really get it to close. I'm not sure if you can see my finger poking in there. It doesn't look that big on camera, but it is really big. I don't know how to fix it. I think I'm just gonna sew it together and hopefully no one notices because it's gonna be on the top of my head. Hopefully this goes well. Wish me luck. It is done. What do you think? I think I look like a watermelon. This is a pattern by the Caffeinated Snail, so if you want to look like a watermelon slash frog, I will leave that in the description box down below. And I'm just kidding about the watermelon part. I think it's just my big head. It definitely is a watermelon head. But yeah, I think it's really cute and adorable, and it's a little step in the right direction for me. If you don't already know, my 2024 goal is to crochet more wearables, and while I did have tops and sweaters in mind, this is definitely a little step in the right direction. Hopefully I get enough confidence to crochet a top, maybe my next Millend Makes, we will see. But yeah, I also don't know how you guys crochet beanies in under an hour. This took me half a day. So you guys definitely have a superpower if you can crochet that quickly. My superpower is crocheting this in half a day and not losing my shit, so. But yeah, it's really cute. It also used less yarn than I thought it would. For some reason, I thought the snood and this beanie would use about 100 grams each. Both of them were like about 80-ish, 80 to 90 grams. So I have actually got about 45 grams left in this skein. It was a 100 gram skein. And I also have 2 unused skeins. We started with 4, we've got 2.5, so we're definitely gonna have heaps of yarn left over. But I do have one more frog pattern in mind, and that is an amigurumi by one of my favorite pattern designers, Yarn Shankle. You might also know them by the Animal Friends of Peekaboo book range. If you have not heard of Yarn Shankle or the Animal Friends of Peekaboo, definitely hit that subscribe button because I've got a couple of videos coming out all about the Animal Friends of Peekaboo. The next one is going to be next week, so look forward to that. So I'm going to get right on to crochet my little frog amigurumi, and I will see you once I'm done. And we are done 1 second later, thanks to the power of editing. Now, it obviously didn't take me 1 second, I wish it did, but it took me the entire day, but it's done and I'm really happy with how it turned out. I did obviously use additional colors for his accessories like his scarf, boots, pants, the shirt, but he only took about 27 grams off the actual green Millends. That means I still have part of the skein left and also 2 unused skeins. So we basically have half of our Millends left, but I have no more frog ideas, so that is it. Thank you so much for watching and joining us for the first ever episode of Millend Makes from Socks and I, and we wish that you have I can't even speak right now, my brain is so tired. We wish that you have a fabulous rest of your day, and we will see you in our next video. Bye! Squidges, squidges, squidges. Socks is a paid actor. He gets paid in squidges or treats.